Hi guys, this is Austin with the recap. Alright, today I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm actually having an interview for this video. I know it's different, I usually give my opinion, but today I have an interview set up for you guys. I interviewed the head coach of the #1 ranked team in the state of Washington, the Garfield Bulldogs. They're based in Seattle, and I got to interview their head coach, Ed Haskins. I was really honored to have this opportunity heading into the state and regional playoffs. They're looking like they have a serious run at winning the state championship. So here's my interview with Coach Ed Haskins. Alright guys, enjoy.
Congratulate you on winning the state 4A championship, not the state, the district 4A championship last Friday against Bothell by the score of 93-69.
Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it. The kids are working very hard, and they deserve it. Hopefully we go a little bit further.
All right, my first question is, after beating Bothell last Friday, this team was 22-1, which is your best record in your 5-year tenure here at Garfield. However, by many critics standing, this is not your best team. So what is giving the team the ability to perform so well?
The critics are wrong. It is my best team, and that's because we are a team. And you don't know who from night to night is going to step up and play, or who tonight is going to step up and score, or make a big play, or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, and we have our guys that we depend on every night, absolutely. Tucker, Trey, Hall, but it doesn't matter, because somebody else is going to step up and score 15, 20, defend the best player, whatever the case may be. So that's the secret to our team.
So in the game on Friday as well, Tucker Heyman, your senior wing and Western Michigan commit, had 39 points in the game, and more impressively, 20 points in the first quarter on 7 of 8 shooting. So where does that rank amongst the overall top high school single quarter performances you've ever seen?
I tell you what, I don't know about single quarter, but the only other performance that I've seen in a half that was better than that, or not, honestly, I can't even say better, but he did it in the whole half, and that was Alvin Snow back in 2000 in Franklin, when I was coaching at a different school. He scored 27 in the second half and sent Franklin back to beat us when I was at Rainier Beach. So that's the only performance that I've seen that maybe even compared to what I saw from Tucker on Friday night.
Yeah, sitting in the stands, people were saying that could have been the best high school performance they've ever seen from somewhere.
Well, I think the beauty of that performance was that he did it in the flow of the game. Most people didn't even know. I didn't know. I had no idea that he scored 20 points in the first quarter. I saw him hitting shots, but it was just so in the flow of our offense and what we do normally that he just did his thing, and I'm very proud of him.
So heading into the state and regional playoffs, Garfield is widely considered the best team in the state, especially after Lakeside's upset of another Washington powerhouse, Rainier Beach, on last Saturday. So how do you think the team will handle the pressure of not only being the #1 team in the state, but also playing for one of the most prestigious teams in the state?
I don't really pay attention to rankings, and we don't pay attention to rankings. It is what it is. I mean, rankings only matter on March 2nd, and that's when, if you're #1, you hold up the gold ball. That's what matters. I mean, everything else, rankings and who's the best, that's for people in the stands to argue about and discuss and decide. But for us here, we have one goal, and we're still on track to get that goal, to meet that goal.
Talking about March 2nd, that's the state championship. Garfield has the most state championships in state history at 11, but they haven't won one since 1998. Do you think this is the year the state championship returns to Garfield?
I think that every year, but do I think we have a good shot as anybody this year? Absolutely. I think that, like I said, I think that every year, but I think this is a special group, and the team is special, and the guys love to be around each other. They bond, they do little silly, goofy things, and together, on and off the court. And, this team has personality, and but I think the biggest thing about this team is we have one mind, and one goal. And it doesn't matter, Tucker did his job on Friday, but that was just in the flow. But he wanted to win. If he scored 9 points and we won, I mean, he's shown that in other games. He scored 11 points or 13 points or whatever the case may be, and he was just as happy in the locker room because we won the game. So he's a winner, and I think the best is yet to come for him and our team.
So you've won 3 state championships as an assistant coach at Rainier Beach. Mm-hmm. However, you've never won one as a head coach. So what do you think it will be like when you win that first state championship as a head coach?
You know what? Hopefully I'll find out in the next couple of weeks. But it'll just be the culmination of all your hard work, and it's something that nobody can give you. It's something that the kids work so hard for, they bust their butt. I mean, you're here every day, Austin, you see how we work in practice. And, I just feel like, and this is not a conceit or a arrogant thing at all. I just feel like we're the best team in the state, you know, and not has to do with rankings or anything like that. If we weren't ranked, I would still think we're the best team in the state if we're at the place we are now. So, you know, hats off to my guys. I mean, they're working hard, you know, and they're busting their butt, and they want one thing.
So you've coached at Rainier Beach and Garfield, which are two of the most prestigious teams, not only in the state of Washington, but in the country as a whole. And with that, you've had the opportunity to coach several players that have gone on to the NBA, including Jamal Crawford, Nate Robinson, Terrence Williams, and most recently, Tony Roden. So do you feel you have to coach players that have NBA talent any differently than another player?
No. You don't coach them differently, but I think you expect more. You know, and that's what I've learned. You know, whenever you have a player that has, you know, a high level of talent and things come easy, it's just like in the classroom. You know, a teacher has to, you know, push a student harder or more when they are easy. You know, they're quick with science or quick with math. You know, it's the same thing on the court. You know, you have to push a kid more when things come easy to him. You know, and there's ways that you can test him and push him, and that's what, you know, what I've tried to do this year, even with our best players. And you know, this is my first head coaching job. When I came to Garfield, I felt like I was ready, and looking back on it, I think I was ready. But I think it takes time. I was an assistant coach for 10 years, and not only at Rainier Beach, but I did 1 year at Franklin as well. And you know, it takes a lot of time to adjust, and moving 6 inches from the assistant seat to the head coaching seat is like moving 600 miles. So it takes a lot. But you know, I don't think you coach talent differently necessarily, but I think you expect more.
So your first year as a head coach at Garfield, Tony Roden was the #1 ranked freshman in the country.
Sophomore.
Sophomore, he was all right. But this year you have another terrific freshman in Jayshawn Augusto. He's widely known. He's considered a phenom. So what do you think his basketball career holds, not only for us, but at the collegiate level as well?
You know, it all depends on how I mean, Jayshawn's a hard worker. He puts in, he's got a great attitude. I can yell, I can scream, I can whatever at Jayshawn. I can, you know, tell him, hey man, you're not working hard enough, and he just tries to work harder. You know, and so the attitude thing, and our motto here at Garfield is attitude is everything. It's all over our walls, it's on our shorts, it's everywhere. Attitude is everything. Jayshawn, I think the sky's the limit for him. You know, I think his potential. This is a learning year for him. You know, and I think this is a great time to learn. Next year, the ball's going to be in his hands. You know, and he's going to have to lead this team and carry on the legacy and, you know, help us win and put another banner up on both sides of those aisles up there. So that's what it's all about. And he'll be fine. Collegiate league depends on what school he goes to. You know, what school he decides to go to. You know, he'll be fine because he's a hard worker.
All right, here's my final question. Along with great basketball skills, you also require your players to have great grades and work very hard in the classroom. So other than keeping them eligible, why do you think it's important for them to work just as hard in the classroom as they do on the court?
Work is not having a work ethic is not a basketball skill. Having a work ethic is a life skill. And so I don't just require them to work hard in the classroom, but I want them to work hard in the classroom, on the court, at home, and anything that they decide to do, I want them to work hard at it. Because if you work hard at it and you stay consistent in it, then you'll achieve whatever it is that you plan to achieve. So, so my goal is, I just want to create young men of character. You know what I mean? I'm not perfect guys, not guys walking around in ties and all that, but just perfect. I mean, just good guys that understand. Hey, when it's time to work, put the work in. You know what I mean? And when it's not, you know, I go have fun. You go have fun, do your thing. You know, and that's what it's all about.
All right, Coach Haskins, thank you so much for your time. I wish you luck in these upcoming regionals, your first regional games this Saturday against South Kitsap and Everett. So I think a lot of people should go out to watch that. And I wish you guys luck if you make it to, I hope you guys make it to the state championship. Hope to see you guys at the end of March 2nd.
If we do, you get a ring too, Austin. You've been with us all year. Thanks a lot, man. Appreciate you. All right, take care.
Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, leave a like, comment, tell me what you thought about it, give your constructive criticism, talk about what you liked, what you didn't like. Remember to subscribe to my channel, and also if you really like this video, let me know in the comment section so that I can schedule more interviews of this type. I have some other people in my head who I think I could possibly get an interview with, and if you guys like this and let me know about it, I'll make sure to interview them as well. Again, thanks you guys so much for watching. This was Austin with The Recap.